Hello there, YouTube. Welcome to another smoky morning here in the Pacific Northwest. It was 46 degrees last night or this morning. It's 64 now. Predicted 89 here. I think it's supposed to be like 96 in Vancouver. That is not going to be a comfortable drive home in that old war wagon, I'm here to tell you. You see the guys on motorcycles out there in the smoke and in the heat, and that's not any better. That, you know, bringing the car down in the gated area and open all the windows, that brings it, you know, I do it about, you know, like yesterday I did it an hour early. By the time we go out there, the car's ambient temperature. You know, the worst thing is, you know, because you're in the city, you can't leave your windows down. And it's not like the truck and the Acura where you can, you know, take your phone and, well, the truck you had to do it with the remote, but the Acura you can do it with your phone. And have her sitting up there getting everything cooled off. It's recirculated air, so man, the air conditioner system works so good in that Acura. Air conditioned seats, and it was something else. When we started racking up miles, we realized for some reason that those things devalue when they get high miles, which seems very strange for a, you know, like a touring car like that, like a touring SUV. But man, our interest rate, it was like 1.1%, and we had paid so much of that thing off. So we got a good chunk of cash in our pocket when we sold that thing. We had because we had it for 4 years. It was a 5-year note, and she was all but paid off. But the value of it was dropping so fast that we were losing money. So we actually lost money on the whole deal, because if it had like 20,000 miles less, the value went up, you know, like another 10 or 15 grand. So anyway, it's one of those things I didn't realize that was going to happen. But that'd have been long paid off now. But anyway, things of the past. I'm gonna roll out of that and head for the workstead. Yo, come on along. 74 degrees, and you would swear it was a rainy day almost the whole way to work. The smoke is so thick out here.
Yeah, stupid thick.
152 is the air quality index.
But
the same.
Still scratched.
Yeah. It's not as bad as when you're going home in the heat with the windows down. Now you drink a lot of water. And that makes you wonder, you know, it's bad enough that you're breathing it. Now you're going to rinse it down your throat. But Mama?
Yes,
yeah. Predicted 92 here today. I thought it was supposed to be higher, but maybe probably the smoke clouds are actually kind of helping the temperature.
Yeah.
But that tends to make the humidity go up too. Well, Mama?
Yes,
Go on in there and see what it's all about.
All right.
What you reckon?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, Mama. Oh, it's hump day too.
It is.
Not almighty.
Get on the other side.
Yeah. All right, Mama. Have yourself a wonderful day.
You too.
All right. Love you. See you. Bye.
I love you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
So I did a couple of quick preliminary tests on this thing. Because one thing that concerns me is you're supposed to adjust the clutch when they're cold, and it should feel like it has virtually no free play, because the cable expands fairly quick with heat. The way it wraps through, it wraps around, comes down, goes across the motor, and the actuator's on the other side. So, you know, rocking it back and forth, you know, no clutch, it's not running. Rocking it back and forth, and it clicks into first, clicks into neutral, clicks into second, just like a dream. When this thing's running, you can't get it to shift. And that's his complaint, that it, you know, it goes into gear fairly hard, and that you can't get it into neutral while it's running. So anyway, geez. Oh, you want to see something cool? So this thing was in here in 2020 for a service. You'll be shocked at the miles. And you'll be shocked at the 1-year service. December of 21. That's when the the annual service was due on it. 3,100 miles. and this thing doesn't look like it's been dropped. Curb feelers and stuff aren't touched, so it's got the chicken strips all over the tires. This thing has not been abused at all. Look at the disc. They're nice bright silver to them. They're not, you know, purpling out. People, you know, road racing the things around. That's absolutely wild. This is a 2011. This thing, this is a showpiece. The only thing I've seen is on both sides, it's got little nicks on there. I don't know if that's from, you know, booting the thing, or it leaned against something, or he most likely was carrying something on the back seat and it had something abrasive that was rubbing on it. But so I put it in gear, and I mean, I can hardly move it. That and the tires are literally all but flat. I mean, this thing pushes like a tank. These things weigh nothing. They weigh a little bit more than my DR 650. But anyway, you put it in gear and it just barely moves. I go, oh boy. So the viewing window for the oil's on the other side, and I'll lean the thing over, I mean, to the point that my feet are starting to slide on the floor. There's no air in the window. It is grossly overfilled with oil. And the tech that did that service back in 2020, he was certified BMW. That's kind of, you know, everybody knows you don't overfill them. What I've seen, and I mean, you'd be shocked how many times I've seen this happen before. They don't know that viewing window's down there, and they'll look, you know, they'll pull that cap off thinking it's a dipstick. Well, it's not. It's just a fill hole. And they'll fill these things up like a differential. Fill it up till it's at the edge of the threads. I have literally seen that way more times than you can imagine. And that may be why it had this, like, it smelled hot. You know, I can smell like old race fuel smell, or it's what it appears to be, like old race fuel. I smell that, but I know there's a hot smell to it. And the fan just ran the whole time it was down here. Well, you overfill something with oil, that's one of the the oil pressure is extremely high. You can blow, you know, your shift shaft seal out, your counter shaft seal. You can blow the valve cover gasket. Those things are all rubber nowadays. Actually, the BMWs are metal reinforced. It probably wouldn't have that problem, but anyway, you know, it makes them overheat. It's not good for the motor. But he has, looking at the miles that it was in last, it doesn't even have 100 miles on it in 6 years. That's crazy. So let me get the oil level where it needs to be, and we'll try that first. I'm not going to start playing around with that clutch adjustment, because it feels just like a BMW tech should put it, right where it needs to be. All right. Oh, the 2015 Special Series out there. That's my RO. I'm asking, I go, nobody knows. I go, come on. There's only two of you guys. You don't know who took in the Special Series? First, they're looking at me funny. I said, the purple and maroon, or the maroon and black Special Series is down in my area. And they're just like I'm speaking a foreign language to them. I go, well, here, I took a picture of the VIN number to see if it was my old demo, which it was. I already told them about that. He goes, yeah. So they looked up, well, I forgot that James, who's a technician upstairs, he runs the service counter on Sundays. He's off Friday and Saturday and works Sunday through Thursday. I go, oh, I forgot James. I didn't think about asking him. But this is kind of cool what James wrote at the bottom of the RO. This used to be SS Spyder demo. So the owner, I think I recognize the name. I just can't put a face to it. But whoever owns it knows that it used to be my demo. So we'll look at this. His brake fluid level light came on, and he just wants a good inspection done on it. So I'll give her a good look over and see if it's a fluid level. That's the old dual cup things that, you know, you have to have the fluid so it just, you know, because they're kind of pointing downhill, so it just touches the hole in the cap hole. I've shown you guys that. You just fill it so it just, you can see that wetness when it touches the hole. And make sure you put the vent in the right way and put the 2 caps on. But yeah, this could be a super simple fix. Hopefully it doesn't have some odd oil if someone added oil to it. It'll be interesting to see what comes out of it though. But let's do this first. Ding, ding, ding. Where do I collect my prize? Turn the light on here right quick. That's almost 3 quarts overfilled. Get it down here. I'm trying not to dip my phone in here. That top line is 3 quarts, so it's over 2.5 quarts overfilled. Now you can see air at the top of the window. You're not supposed to go over the red line. I'm letting it sit here and settle for a little bit because it was up in there high enough that it may want to have a little bit more relieved. That's classic. People don't know how to check their oil. See at the dry sump Spyders and stuff every single year. Every spring they come in. You know, things, you know, running hot, spitting oil out of the fill tube. Crazy. Grab your owner's manual. And nowadays, if you don't have the owner's manual, at least use a, you know, do a Google search. It'll tell you. You can see the level. Oh, there it is. It's just below the red line. Anywhere all the way down to the low. You don't want it to be below the red circle or above the red circle. Where it's sitting right there is perfect because the oil will expand when it gets hot. So it'll probably, when it's hot, it'll be right at the red circle, which is the maximum oil. There you are. Just as simple as that. Know your motorcycle. I apologize because this phone will pick up every tick and tack this thing makes. So he's got some voltage code. I see the low brake thing. Get to use the MPI2 on it using Bud's All because it's older than a 2017. But this is interesting. So now I do remember the gentleman. They had me sign the thing before they picked it up. Isn't that wild? That's so cool. So I see a couple of codes that saying that it's gone into a couple of overheat things, just a warning, not that it was overheating, but it's approaching that, and it says look for debris in the radiators and make sure the coolant level and everything is all good. Radiators don't look that bad. Maybe they just need a good back flush and I'm just not seeing it. But it's weird. Cable is down here and we were talking about this thing, and I don't know, this was a special one to me for sure. The very first, the 24, you know, RT standard, I love that one, but this one, you know, the owner or the GM, we only had 2 of these, and they allowed me to take one as a demo. That was way cool. Cool stuff. The weather stripping thing's missing off of there. Sometimes they get messed up, but it helps seal these things from the rain. They're not perfectly sealed. For you guys that own these older ones, the rain's heavy enough, it will pool, because it comes down off of this thing and will pool and actually make it across. But somehow or another gets in there. I don't know if it's the water rushing down. I don't know. I haven't seen it going in there, but definitely had some get wet. I lowered that shield. This is the coolest. I'm just letting this thing run. I want to check the oil on it. But this is your view going down the road. Look at that shield all bobbed off. That is so cool. That's as high as she goes. Man, on a hot day with that shield down, that feels so good. Feels like you're riding a naked bike with like a little fly screen on there. but it actually works way better than people give it credit for. I mean, that thing was perfect for Kelly and I. That was a long trip. I forget how many miles that was, but that was a long one. Because we went all over, zigzagging all around. That was a lot of fun. Man, the days that her and I rode this thing back and forth to work. All of the demos. The 21 Sea to Sky was probably the least amount we were riding it back and forth to work. We got spoiled with the air conditioning and comfort and stuff of that Acura. There we go. I need at least the first fan cycle before I can do a preliminary check. All right. Looking at what I found in buds. So it was August 11th of 2015, apparently, when whenever I put that in there, and that was probably about when I turned it in. So it seems like I turned that thing in early because remember no, that was the 2016. So August 11th, 2015. So that's wild. Looks like it was in 523.25. Somebody reset the service on it. The oil level is perfect on it. Look at the RPM, the history of the RPM. Now, if this was a V-twin, I'd be having a talk with you. You need to have about 60% in that, 4 to 6,000 RPM range, or over 4. It's got 5% in there. But the triples, you run them at a lower speed, and there is no rules. No rules. It doesn't matter what RPMs you have them in. If you're in the wrong RPM, it'll shift itself. It'll go, nope, don't like that, and it'll just do whatever. Lovely, lovely bike. So I was explaining to you guys yesterday, these old style reservoirs, you want that fluid to come up and you want to see it touch the edge. I don't know how to explain that. The bottom edge, you just want to very slowly fill it. So at the very bottom edge, you want to see the wetness touching that edge. This is the front reservoir, and this is the rear. Remember, they're backwards. Cars are the same way. The rear half of the reservoir is against the firewall. That's for the front. The front part of it that sticks farther out from your car, that is the rear. So anyway, this is testing over 4%. It's pinging, and rear pads are fine on it. They're probably about 70% or more, but he's down to maybe about 25-30% on both fronts, and that is why the front reservoir that's in the back is much lower than the rear. So he needs a full brake flush and have the front pads put on it. The rear, I wouldn't mess with them. They're fine. So I need to go up there and let them know the skinny and get an okay from him to do a brake flush and front brake pads, and to be ready to be its wonderful self once again. It's weird to look at this thing and think of the past and the memories. The gentleman that gave me the marker, he wanted me to sign that. I said, but it's black. He goes, hold on, Smoak. He goes, I got something for you. So lo and behold, he showed up with a white writing marker, and he left us for reasons I won't discuss, and ended up going down south. Not south like the southern south, but the southern part, southwest part of the United States, and he's no longer with us. Something quite horrible had happened to him, that I won't discuss. But anyway, he's the one that sold this one, and was adamant that I signed that thing. That was cool. Wow, it feels like it was just yesterday. I remember where I signed it at an office thing. I walked up there with a T30 thing and zipped the hood off, and we laid it down. It was on like one of those thick shipping blanket things on a desk upstairs in the sales area, and I signed that thing off. There's a little mama walking downstairs. Okay, that's that. I need to get some approvals, and we'll go from there. Out here in the smoke, day's getting shorter. I might have to do a half walk today. Got home and was watching the latest installment of the thrashing supplies going to Sturgis video. That was good. Man, it's so thick out here. It's 152 is the air quality index at the moment. We're gonna head down here a bit, probably not all the way down. Oh, I say that a lot, and I always end up going. No, Danny boy, what are you trying, Danny? Sorry, making you drunk, swinging the camera around. Oh, I've got an air quality alert popping up right now, so just I figured. We ended up walking to the end. They're predicting that the smoke, I'm seeing way more blue skies than I've been seeing. They're saying by, I think the smoke alert is until 11 p.m. tomorrow. So it should start waning down as it may be. But we still got 32 minutes. The sunset's at 8:35, sadly. Man, in the middle of wintertime, you can't even imagine it being 8:35 when it's, when it's raining at 3:30 in the afternoon. It's dark. It just, the clouds are enough to just suck out whatever life or light is left. But there's been talk about, staying at daylight savings time. There's a bunch of talk about it, and I haven't heard any more. That would not break my heart. I don't mind it being dark in the mornings. I just like having some evening light instead of getting dark so bloody early. When I lived in Texas and Alabama and stuff, the light was more kind of even, between winter and summer. You're just, that much closer to the equator, where it just pretty much stays 50-50 year round. Well, hello there, YouTube. And yes, it was quite hot coming home. It's funny though, it was 92 at the store before we left. Didn't seem that hot. But about Woodland, it was 92 and it felt like 96.
It felt very warm.
Yeah.
Glasses are sweating in my face.
Yeah, it's 88 here, but I swear that this 88 feels hotter than it was at 92 at the shop. It was weird. I didn't pay attention to humidity. I'm sure the humidity was causing all the riffling. But anyway, I think on that, we're going to just roll on out on you, as we always do this time of night.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, and you guys have a wonderful Thursday or Friday.
Heck yeah. Thought we'd get away without the dogs barking and leave a window down, but nope.
Nope.
Anyway, thanks for watching.
Yes.
We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.